There was once a city so magnificent that travelers believed it could never fall. Babylon was the beating heart of the ancient Near East. Wealth from every direction flowed through its gates. To the Babylonians, this was not merely a city. It was the center of the universe, where heaven and earth were believed to meet. Its defenses appeared impossible to overcome. Many believed no army on earth could ever force its way into Babylon. But inside the walls, Babylon celebrated another ordinary night. Beyond the horizon, Babylon was more than a military power. It was one of the intellectual centers of the ancient world, where scribes preserved centuries of knowledge in clay. Babylonian astronomers carefully mapped the heavens. Their observations would influence science for centuries to come. The Euphrates was Babylon's lifeline. Through its waters flowed wealth from nearly every corner of the known world. Behind the city's monumental walls lived thousands of ordinary families, whose daily lives rarely appeared in the chronicles of kings. Babylon's defenders trusted their walls, but they also maintained one of the strongest armies in Mesopotamia. Beyond the horizon marched a new empire. At its head rode Cyrus of Persia, a king who had never lost a campaign. Cyrus understood that storming Babylon would cost thousands of lives. Instead, he searched for another way. Inside Babylon, life continued with confidence. Few imagined that the greatest threat lay not outside the walls, but within the river itself. Babylon believed its walls would decide the coming war. Cyrus had already chosen a different battlefield, the river itself. Long before Babylon fell, another empire had already begun reshaping the ancient world. Cyrus was more than a conqueror. He united Persians and Medes into an empire unlike any the ancient world had seen. Before marching on Babylon, Cyrus had already defeated powerful kingdoms across Asia. Cyrus earned loyalty not only through military victories, but through policies that often spared conquered cities from unnecessary destruction. Rather than relying on brute force, Cyrus planned his campaign with remarkable patience and careful preparation. The Euphrates gave Babylon life. Cyrus intended to make the river work for him instead. Within Babylon itself, confidence remained high. Many believed the city's legendary defenses would defeat any invader. Babylon possessed enough food and water to survive for months, perhaps even years, behind its walls. Unlike many conquerors, Cyrus showed no urgency. Every day of preparation increased his advantage. The battle for Babylon would not begin with swords, but with water. Within Babylon, life continued almost normally. Few realized that events beyond the walls were already reshaping the city's fate. As the hours passed, parts of the river became unexpectedly shallow. To many observers, it seemed, with the river level reduced, Persian troops prepared to advance where no attacking army had expected to march. Ancient accounts suggest that Persian soldiers entered beneath the mighty walls, using the river itself as their pathway. Instead of launching a chaotic assault, the Persians advanced with remarkable discipline through the sleeping city. Only after Persian forces had entered the city did the first alarming reports reach Babylon's leaders. By dawn, much of Babylon had passed into Persian hands, with remarkably little large-scale fighting inside the city itself. According to Babylonian sources, Cyrus entered the city as its new ruler, presenting himself not as a destroyer, but as a legitimate king. The fall of Babylon marked the end of one empire and the beginning of another that would soon become the largest the world had yet seen. To the surprise of many, Babylon did not awaken to flames. It awakened beneath a new ruler. Rather than abolishing Babylon's traditions, Cyrus publicly honored its ancient religious customs. Trade resumed with remarkable speed. Babylon remained one of the richest commercial centers of the ancient world. Soon, Cyrus issued a royal proclamation that would become one of the most famous inscriptions of the ancient world. Ancient sources describe Cyrus allowing many displaced communities to return to their homelands and restore their places of worship. Babylon did not disappear after its conquest. It became one of the most important cities of the Persian Empire. Even under new rulers, Babylon remained one of the world's leading centers of astronomy and scholarship.
For generations after Cyrus, Babylon continued to flourish as one of the greatest cities in the Persian world.
Nearly 2 centuries later, another conqueror would enter Babylon. His name was Alexander.
Babylon had survived conquest, but its greatest challenge still lay ahead. Not invasion, but the slow passage of time.
After Alexander's death, his empire fractured. Babylon became a prize contested by rival kings. As new capitals emerged, Babylon slowly lost the people who had once given it life. Babylon did not collapse overnight. It slowly faded as trade, power, and population moved elsewhere. Even as the city declined, its oldest traditions endured. Century after century, Babylon became quieter. The greatest city of Mesopotamia slowly disappeared from everyday memory.
Travelers spoke of strange ruins scattered across the plain. Few realized they were walking through the remains of legendary Babylon.
More than 2,000 years after Babylon's decline, archaeology began revealing the city's extraordinary past once again. Although much has vanished, the surviving ruins continue to reveal how extraordinary Babylon once truly was. Empires rise, empires fall. But beneath the dust of Mesopotamia, today, Babylon is no longer the capital of an empire. It has become one of humanity's greatest archaeological treasures. Each surviving brick reminds us that Babylon was not merely a legend. It was a masterpiece of ancient engineering and art.
The Ishtar Gate became one of the greatest symbols of Babylon, preserving the memory of a civilization that transformed the ancient Near East. Archaeology allows us to rebuild Babylon, not with imagination alone, but with evidence preserved beneath the soil for thousands of years.
Babylon influenced astronomy, mathematics, engineering, architecture, and government long after its empire disappeared. Civilizations changed, languages changed, empires changed. The Euphrates still flows through the land that once nourished the greatest city of Mesopotamia.
Long before modern telescopes, Babylon's astronomers looked into these same skies and began measuring the movements of the universe.
Babylon did not vanish because it lacked greatness. It vanished because even the greatest cities cannot escape the passage of time.
Babylon conquered the imagination of the ancient world. Its empire ended, but its legacy